How to learn English. Elara dreamed of speaking British English, eloquently and confidently. She imagined lively conversations, her voice flowing with the melodic rhythm she admired. This ambitious goal felt distant, a towering linguistic mountain she wasn't sure how to climb. Yet, the desire burned brightly within her heart daily. Her initial attempts often left her frustrated, feeling stuck in a cycle of repetition. Words fumbled, sentences tangled, and self-doubt crept in relentlessly. The gap between her aspirations and current ability seemed vast. She longed for a breakthrough, a clear path forward. The common fear of making mistakes constantly held her back. She worried about sounding foolish, about mispronouncing words, or using incorrect grammar. This anxiety created a significant barrier to freely expressing herself aloud, even to herself. It needed to change. She yearned for that crisp, eloquent British accent she admired in films. The subtle nuances, the precise articulation, the natural cadence, it all captivated her profoundly. Emulating these sounds became a silent, yet powerful, daily aspiration in her English journey. But where to begin? The sheer volume of vocabulary and grammar rules seemed incredibly overwhelming at first. So many methods existed, leaving her bewildered about the most effective way of learning English. A structured approach was desperately needed. After much deliberation, she decided to start small, right within the comfort of her own home. This familiar environment offered a safe, judgment-free space for experimentation. No pressure, just a calm, focused personal linguistic exploration daily. A crucial first step, surprisingly simple yet profoundly effective, was simply talking to herself out loud. This direct engagement with the language, unburdened by external expectations, proved immensely liberating. It became her secret weapon for unhindered practice. This felt strange initially, a bit silly even, speaking to an empty room daily. Yet, she persevered, understanding the immense value of consistent vocalization. The awkwardness gradually faded, replaced by a growing sense of liberation and self-expression. She'd describe her day, narrate actions as she performed them, or even chat animatedly with her potted plants. These impromptu monologues built conversational fluidity and confidence. Each spoken word, regardless of perfection, strengthened her English muscles. The goal wasn't perfection, but consistent, active engagement with the language she so admired. She prioritized fluency over flawless grammar, knowing the latter would improve with time. This shift in mindset eased her anxieties considerably. Embracing a step-by-step approach became her guiding philosophy for every study session. No more trying to master everything at once, small, incremental wins mattered most. This gradual progress built sustainable momentum and avoided burnout effectively. She discovered the immense power of daily, focused practice, even if brief. Just 10 minutes of dedicated speaking could make a profound difference. Consistency, she realized, was far more impactful than sporadic, intense study sessions. This steady rhythm built momentum and gradually reduced feelings of overwhelm. Each successful small step validated her effort, encouraging her to continue. The journey felt manageable, not like an impossible uphill struggle anymore. For mastering British English, she started listening intently to British podcasts, audiobooks, and television shows. She absorbed the accents, the idioms, the unique expressions. Immersion became her key strategy for authentic pronunciation. She mimicked phrases, paying close attention to intonation, stress patterns, and the natural rhythm of speech. This active listening and repetition trained her ear and tongue simultaneously. Her imitation skills improved remarkably fast. Learning specific British idioms and common expressions became a fun, engaging game for her. Phrases like, taking the biscuit or, having a natter, intrigued her. Integrating them into her self-talk felt like unlocking secret codes. This deep cultural immersion made the language feel more natural and less alien to her. It wasn't just words anymore, it was a living, breathing part of a rich culture. Her connection to English deepened significantly. The "how to talk at home to yourself" method truly unlocked her speaking potential. It provided a safe haven for unrestricted practice, free from the judgment of others. This freedom allowed her voice to flourish confidently. It removed the immense pressure of an audience, allowing uninhibited, experimental practice daily. She could stumble, restart, and try again without embarrassment. This safe space fostered rapid improvement in her verbal fluency. She'd record herself sometimes, using her phone, then listen back intently, identifying areas for improvement. This self-assessment was incredibly valuable for refining her pronunciation and correcting subtle grammatical errors she missed initially. This objective review helped her pinpoint specific speech habits needing attention. It was like having a personal tutor, constantly providing immediate, constructive feedback. Her self-correction ability grew exponentially over weeks. Her way of learning English transformed from passive consumption to highly active, participatory engagement. No longer just studying grammar rules from textbooks, but actively using the language in meaningful, personal contexts every day. She pondered frequently, "Why do I always make mistakes?" This persistent question often bothered her, chipping away at her confidence and self-esteem daily. She felt immensely discouraged by her perceived shortcomings in verbal fluency. Then, a profound realization dawned upon her: mistakes were not failures. Instead, they were essential, inevitable parts of the learning journey itself. Each error highlighted an area for growth, a new lesson to absorb. This fundamental shift in perspective dramatically reduced her performance anxiety and pervasive fear of imperfection. She started viewing errors as valuable stepping stones, not roadblocks, on her path to fluency. Reading became a cornerstone of her daily English study plan for talking. She dedicated specific time each day to engaging with written English content. This consistent habit yielded unexpected, profound benefits. She understood why reading is important more deeply than ever before. It wasn't just about comprehension, it was about internalizing language patterns and structures. Reading silently enhanced her speaking ability significantly. Reading expanded her vocabulary effortlessly and exposed her to natural, authentic sentence structures used by native speakers. It improved her comprehension and subtly enhanced her own speaking patterns too, almost unconsciously. She committed to talk in English just one page per day, of a book she enjoyed. This manageable, small goal prevented burnout and ensured consistent, valuable exposure to the language every single day. Sometimes she'd read aloud, articulating the words as she encountered them on the page. This active reading reinforced pronunciation and strengthened her memory retention for new vocabulary. It made reading a dynamic exercise. This simple, yet powerful, daily ritual allowed her to absorb context naturally. It integrated the passive act of reading with the active practice of speaking. Her progress accelerated wonderfully due to this technique. How to learn words became an integrated, seamless process within her extensive daily reading routine. Instead of rote memorization of isolated words, she learned them in context within meaningful, complete sentences. She kept a small, dedicated notebook for new vocabulary, meticulously noting example sentences where she found them. This contextual learning made words far more meaningful, memorable, and easier to recall during conversations. She'd look up definitions quickly but focus more on understanding the word's precise usage in its original sentence structure. This practical approach ensured a deeper, more practical grasp of all new vocabulary items she encountered daily. Her comprehensive English study plan for talking was simple, logical, and incredibly effective. It involved a harmonious blend of daily self-talk, immersive listening, active reading, and contextual word acquisition strategically. She envisioned conversations with British people, mentally rehearsing responses and questions in her mind. This internal practice boosted her confidence for real-life interactions, reducing pre-speaking jitters significantly. Even mundane daily activities became prime opportunities for linguistic practice. While cooking, she'd name ingredients and describe actions aloud in British English. Her entire kitchen transformed into a personal language lab. She even started thinking in English, a true sign of deep immersion. Her internal monologue, once in her native tongue, slowly shifted to British English. This was a profound, thrilling development for her. Elara started noticing significant, tangible improvements in her fluency and overall confidence. The fumbled words became less frequent, sentences flowed more smoothly, and her pronunciation grew clearer daily. Her fears about making mistakes diminished considerably, replaced by a sense of adventurous curiosity and excitement. She now viewed every interaction as an opportunity to learn and grow, not a test. She found immense joy in the small victories, the new phrases she could confidently use. A spontaneous British idiom or a perfectly formed sentence brought her immense satisfaction and motivation. The journey wasn't about instant perfection, but sustained, gradual growth and consistent effort. She learned to appreciate the process, celebrating every tiny step forward in her linguistic evolution daily. She spoke with more natural rhythm, her British accent slowly but surely taking distinct shape. The subtle inflections and vowel sounds were becoming second nature to her with constant practice. Elara realized that learning English was an ongoing, delightful adventure, full of endless discovery. It wasn't a destination but a continuous exploration of new sounds, words, and cultural nuances daily. She encouraged others to embrace their own unique learning journeys, starting small and consistent. There was no single magic bullet for fluency, only dedication and smart, targeted effort over time. Consistency, patience, and maintaining a genuinely positive mindset were her greatest allies. These psychological tools proved just as crucial as any textbook or grammar lesson in her daily progress. She celebrated every tiny step, every new word spoken aloud, every challenging page read. Each small success fueled her motivation to continue pushing forward relentlessly in her studies. The dream of speaking British English was no longer a distant fantasy but a tangible, living reality. Her voice, once hesitant, now carried a confident, authentic tone every single day. She proudly shared her inspiring journey, encouraging others with her dedication and pragmatic approach. Elara's story became a powerful testament to the power of self-belief and persistent, focused effort. Her British English pronunciation grew remarkably precise, a true reflection of her diligent daily practice. She mastered the T sounds, the R drops, and subtle vowel shifts perfectly. Conversations flowed effortlessly and naturally, whether with native speakers or fellow learners. The anxiety had vanished completely, replaced by genuine enjoyment in every linguistic exchange. Her communication skills flourished. She discovered the sheer joy of expressing complex thoughts and emotions authentically in her adopted tongue. The subtle nuances of British humor and sarcasm now resonated deeply within her understanding. Elara learned that consistency truly was the most potent ingredient for long-term success. Even small daily efforts, when done regularly, accumulated into significant progress over time. Never underestimate persistent, steady work. She advised future learners earnestly: embrace mistakes, talk to yourself, read daily. These foundational practices, though simple, form the bedrock of lasting fluency and genuine confidence in speaking English. Elara's voice, clear and confident, now resonated with authentic British charm, a testament to her inspiring journey. Her story proved that anyone could achieve their English dreams with dedication.